Good morning, Mr. Earl.
Morning.
Mr. Earl, you are charged with a violation of a protection order. It is a first-degree misdemeanor and it carries up to a $1,000 fine or up to 180 days in jail or both. You can plead not guilty. Not guilty is a denial of the charge against you. You can plead guilty. Guilty is an admission of guilt. If you plead guilty, you would be found guilty and the court could sentence you up to the possible maximum penalties that we have stated. You can also plead no contest. If you plead no contest, it is not an admission of guilt. What a no contest plea means is that you are admitting the charge for purposes of today's case only, and the admission cannot be used against you in another civil or criminal proceeding. Did you receive a copy of the charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Earl, before we go forward, there seems to be some question about the status of your attorney. We have a letter from Attorney Michael J. Duff dated September 4th, 2007, which was faxed to the court. And the letter reads, "This office represents Corey Earl in regard to a case currently pending before your court. Please accept this letter as an appearance of counsel on behalf of Mr. Earl. The entry of a plea of not guilty and a request that this case be scheduled for a pretrial conference on a date I will be in your court. The defendant hereby waives all statutory time periods," and it's signed by Michael J. Duff. We have that letter, and we also have in person, as you can see, if you recognize the gentleman, this is Attorney James Barilla. Attorney Barilla, at this time we would allow you to state what your position is or what your understanding is with regard to the representation of Mr. Earl.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
I'm here on behalf of Jonathan Rosenbaum, who I believe represents Corey Earl in this matter. If that is accurate, I would go forward and ask to waive the reading, plead not guilty, ask for a pretrial, and ask to be heard on bond.
Mr. Earl, as you can see, you have two attorneys who are claiming to represent you. Mr. Duff, by way of this written notice of appearance by the letter, and then Attorney Jonathan Rosenbaum, apparently by the representations made by Attorney Barilla. Can you tell us who represents you in this matter?
Mr. Rosenbaum, I tried to contact Mr. Duff and left him a message on his phone telling him that I didn't need his representation, that Mr. Rosenbaum would be handling it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Earl. And so then, Attorney Barilla, on behalf of Mr. Rosenbaum, you wish to enter a plea of not guilty?
Not guilty, Your Honor. And we waive the reading of the complaint, and ask to be heard on bond, and ask for a pretrial.
Okay, thank you. Does the prosecutor have any information the court needs to have in order to set a bond and or a recommendation on a bond in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to review the police report.
Just a minute, Mrs. Brown, because this is the microphone that goes to Mr. Earl. He may not be able to hear you. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I've had the opportunity to view the police report in this case. I would recommend a standard bond amount of $1,000 with the following conditions: that Mr. Earl have a psychological exam, that he not be permitted back in the city of Amherst while this case is pending, and that he have a GPS monitor.